Not at the movies. Hello, once again, everyone, and welcome back. I am your hostess, Natty, and this is Nat at the Movies, the series where I take a look at a random movie, be it in theaters or online, and give my thoughts on it. This week around, I take a look at a movie that is brand new in theaters as of the time I see it. In fact, the opening night. That being Captain Marvel, the newest of the Mass Empire films that is Marvel. As it's still in theaters, I will try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible, but there still may be some, so be warned. Okay, so I want to keep it brief, but at the same time I want to go over a few points. So this won't be my typical movie review, but yes, the movie takes place in the 90s. I have mixed feelings about this because I know the 90s are in now and all that, but at the same time, I can already tell it's going to be milk dry based on this movie alone. It's already got those, whoa, the 90s were wacky, look at the stores and the technology they got. It's so different now, whoa, random jokes. And I had already had enough of those when everyone and their twin brothers were parodying the 80s for the exact same reason. It even had the 90s nostalgia of 70s things within. This gimmick in movies I really do not enjoy anymore. The first time it was funny, but it's the 1000th time now, Hollywood. I think you should chill. The usual stuff there are trademarks of Marvel films, including the, whoa, old music, remember this? You should have nostalgia, listen to it, listen now, sort of stuff is everywhere in this movie. Not a big fan of it still. It's too aggressive and takes me out of the movie when they do them. That's just me though, my opinion. The only time that joke worked on me was with the Radio Shack joke. But at the same time, literally everyone in the theater with me said it aloud when the joke was leading up to it. We all predicted the joke. A joke really loses its steam when everyone already knows the punchline. There was even a silent joke moments after with the effect of, whoa, a payphone that actually works? Radical, I know, the 90s were so weird. These kind of jokes really pulled me out in the beginning. Speaking of, the movie is really hard to follow in the first half. I had no idea what was going on or what was important and what we should follow or not. It's one of those movies that show a scene going on in the future and then break it down over the course of the film by showing the lead up to it, and it's really hard to follow the first watch around when you have absolutely zero knowledge of the characters or even the movie itself. Which, by the way, yes, I am one of those who don't watch every trailer or read deeply into every single detail of them before seeing a movie. I'm not the type to get hyped by movies. It's more like, oh, that movie is playing tonight. Cool, I could watch that. Speaking of the theater I usually go to, just got a remodeling. It is much nicer now inside it than when I went to see Oriental Express the other year. The roof is no longer falling in and the seats aren't damaged beyond repair. The seats are now so nice feeling. I approve. But yes, back to the whole movie. There is one character I absolutely adore, and that is Carol's sidekick, Nick Fury. I call him one based on how he acted in the movie, by the way. It was very much a buddy cop sort of dynamic going on there. He and Goose are my favorite parts of the film. Speaking of Goose, here's a spoiler warning. But the final end credits scene is Goose throwing up that glowy cube that is for some reason important in the Marvel movies. Great ending, bravo, dozens of animators had to animate a cat puking. That was my mental thought immediately after seeing that. Oh, by the way, I'm not exactly in tune with Marvel, be it the movies or the comics, you may be able to tell. I just enjoy watching movies, so if you wanted an in-depth analysis with Marvel's fandom base of thoughts, sorry, but you won't get any of that here. In fact, I only knew Nick Fury out of all the characters, only because he's been in other movies and related properties. But yes, Goose and Nick are awesome. I love them both. The movie plays as sort of a backstory to S.H.I.E.L.D., And if that interests you, you can watch the movie. I also somewhat enjoy Carol as a character, but mostly the last few minutes. I can't exactly remember much about her throughout the movie other than she can warm things with her hands and shoot with them. That and she is a paint by the numbers sort of no nonsense, this is an alien world to me, this Earth you speak of sort of character. The last one is kind of like Thor in the original Thor movie, in my opinion. I did note one thing about this movie's sort of story arc, and that was the conflict of the movie was the most memorable part for me. The conflict of the movie serves as an allegory for the separation of families by ice, and that how the seeming good guys, quote unquote, are far from good. In fact, the good guys do quite some evil stuff. The opposing side, the immigrants, are made to be evil by the way the good guys portray them. Even though that is just them lying about the stuff the opposing side is supposedly doing, the good guys then justify their racism and wars on these false actions the other side is supposedly doing. So yeah, that's what was ringing in my head as I watched this film. It kept feeling like an allegory for the immigration issue for me. But yes, I found the allegories to be very cleverly hidden. Good job there, Marvel. I also enjoyed that Marvel didn't shy away on the sexism for the movie. Another approval from me there, Marvel. On a happier but still sad in a way note, Stan Lee made his cameo, which is nice, but the opening credit for how Marvel usually opens their movies replaces the superheroes with Stan Lee's cameos. It was very sweet and touching. The theater, which was half packed, let out their emotions for it. The entire theater really seemed to be on the same wavelength throughout the film. When something happened, everyone else seemed to react the same. It was a very interesting experience for me, but yes, this is the ending of the main thoughts. Now to get into my overall opinion. Would say more, but I'm trying to keep the spoilers back as best I can. Alright, so what were my overall thoughts of the movie? I actually enjoy it. It's middle of the road for me as far as Marvel movies are concerned, but I enjoy it well enough. Wonder Woman still ranks higher in my mind when it comes to female superhero leads, but that's just my personal opinion. Speaking of, I felt this movie was definitely Marvel's answer to Wonder Woman. As well as the Wonder Woman comparison, I did feel the movie felt very much like Doctor Who in the beginning half, mixed with Assassin's Creed, and at the same time it was also mixed with every action and superhero movie combined. I also felt some of the scenes looked like they were ripped straight out of a Star Wars film. Figures Lucasfilms were involved. Maybe you'll enjoy it more than I, but it still gets a generally positive opinion from me. Do check it out if you wish. Thank you very much for watching though, everyone. It's been fun. I do hope I didn't spoil too much for you, but even so, I'm not a huge Marvel fan to where I know all the details going on, so maybe I did somewhat well enough? Do let me know your own thoughts of the film down below. Thank you very much again for watching. I have been your hostess Natty, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye!